Today, let's explore the topic of energy and energy healing. I was racking my brain and I was like, how am I going to explain what energy is? Arthur says to me, it is easier to see the evidence of energy than it is to explain what energy is. And I was like, that makes sense. So for instance, lightning is energy, thunder is energy, static electricity is energy, being able to plug something in or turn a switch is energy. When you meet someone and you're like, I don't know about you, it just don't feel right, that is energy. Or you meet someone and you're like, hey, where you been my whole life, that is energy. So it is easier to understand energy when you recognize the evidence of its presence. But the one thing that I loved the most about seeing the evidence of energy is ants. Because ants are this big. But apparently, scientists, they tested ants and realized that an ant can carry 5,000 pounds on its neck before it'll break. Now, I don't remember there being a gym for ants. So, where do they get that strength from? It's like they siphon it. They siphon their strength from around them. Yes, they do. And so remember that exercise I showed you about connecting to universal life energy? You're standing with your legs shoulder width apart, and you're going to extend your arms out, left palm facing up, right palm facing down. Now you are the siphon. And you can siphon the energy that you need to power your day. So if you have to get up and go to work, you got to walk somewhere, you siphon the energy, right? That's what you're going to do. That's what you do. You siphon the energy from around you. The energy that's around you is limitless. Even if all 7 billion of us were siphoning energy at the same time, we wouldn't even put a dent in it. Right? So that's energy and the evidence of energy. But now, what kind of skill do you need to be an energy healer? Well, you got to meditate first, because meditation, let me rewind here for a minute. The analogy that I got from Arthur, again, was the sun and a magnifying glass. The magnifying glass is the energy healer. Now, if that magnifying glass is all grimy and yucky, and you hold it up to the sun, yeah, you may get some of the beam from the sun coming through, but it's going to be a pretty weak stream, right? So what meditation does, meditation is like the Windex, squirt, 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 and you wipe it off, and you've got a clean glass. So you are the magnifying glass as the energy healer. And you hold up to the sun, and the sun pours through. Now, you can turn this way, you can turn that way to direct the sun's energy into someone or something. And that is energy healing. But the strength coming through the magnifying glass is dependent upon how clear or the intention of the energy healer. So as an energy healer, if your intention is all clouded because you don't like that person or whatever the case may be, your stream of energy coming through the magnifying glass will be diminished, and you'll be less effective as a healer. Now, enter voodoo. Let me tell you, Hollywood has done quite the job of making voodoo out to be the bad guy. And really and truly, it isn't. Because the energy pouring through the magnifying glass is not corrupted in any way, shape, or form. It is the magnifying glass and what is covering it. How grimy is the magnifying glass that will taint what's coming through? Does that make sense? So this is why meditation is so important. This is why knowing your intention. So if you're going to work on someone, there are rules to follow. You must always get consent from someone before you can do any kind of work on them. You cannot impose your will on someone else. That is a heavy penalty to pay. And it's a self-inflicted penalty too. But that's another video. So you need to get permission, consent. And then voodoo. You know how we see the doll all the time. What was I just watching? I was watching some movie where the kid was stabbing the doll and the guy was like, ah! He was freaking out because he was in pain. Well, the intent was to hurt, not to heal. So when you have the doll is there because if someone is too sick or too injured to come to you, they could call you up and say, hey, I need some help. This hurts. I can't move. I can't do this. Help me. Okay. You hang up the phone. You get your doll. And remember, you are a clear magnifying glass. What is your intent for this person? So if this is somebody that you don't like, don't work on them. You can't do that because you're going to hurt yourself. Not them, you. So refer out. Now, if you're all clear and you're good and you're siphoning that energy from around you, now you can focus the energy that you're siphoning into the doll, into the part where they say is creating the discomfort and pain. That is distance healing. So once you get past the fact that voodoo has been doing distance healing for millennia, and you have to understand it is the intent of the person directing the energy. The energy is not tainted in any way. The energy cannot be tainted because the energy is coming from a pure source. The only thing that can influence the energy coming out the other end is the funnel. You are the funnel. You are the magnifying glass. I hope that made sense. Energy healing. Energy. Do you want energy healing? So that means you have to know your practitioner. Because it's not something that you do lightly. You can't do it lightly. Because if your intent is to harm, that's why I have to stress this to you. If your intent is to harm, you will only be harming yourself. And I don't know how far reaching that is. I don't know how many lives that is. I just know that it is far reaching. So you remember the laws of the universe. Whatever you give out has to come back to you. So don't be going out there saying you're hurting nobody, because you'll be hurting yourself. And then you're going to want to say, oh, I'm being punished. No, you hurt yourself. So don't hurt yourself out of ignorance, which means I didn't know what I was doing. You can't be an energy healer and don't know what you're doing, because you're going to hurt yourself. So recognize the evidence of the energy that is around you. Become a clear funnel or siphon for that energy, so that when you direct it where it needs to go, not only are you accurate, but you are highly effective. So, as per usual, I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.